What is up, everybody? So, from what I'm understanding, it seems like Cosmic Wonder has found out some news about a Scarlet Witch solo movie. So it says here, Scarlet Witch solo movie news, and Professor X returning to MCU. Patrick Stewart coming back. I mean, I know he meant to put Professor X, but I get it because the title can only put like 100 words or something like that, 100 word count, so gotta fit it somehow. But anyway, let's see what the Cosmic Wonder has dug out about this rumor or this news.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and other awesome things as well. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is now in theaters, and a lot of fans truly love the movie. And honestly, it's really hard not to with some of the scenes that are in this movie. And if you have not seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, we are going to be talking about spoilers. And for those who say, but simply saying that Professor X is in the movie is a major spoiler, no, it's not. They teased him in the trailer. You heard his voice and literally saw his.
Everybody knew that Professor X was gonna be in the Multiverse of Madness. Everybody knew. They even announced it that he was gonna be in Multiverse of Madness.
Playing Professor
ain't no spoiler.
Could return to play him once more in the
Everybody knew that.
And it looks like Wanda is not done either, as Elizabeth Olsen has talked about returning to play the Scarlet Witch and what happens next. And we have a report stating that
I want her to come back. I love her as the Scarlet Witch.
About that ending because
she plays kind of really good as the Scarlet Witch.
So let's break down these reports and talk
and
about
what character is unbelievable.
MCU. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel videos. So, obviously, we have to talk about the ending of Multiverse of Madness because it seemed like the Scarlet Witch / Wanda had died. However, of course, we did just watch a movie titled Multiverse of Madness. In the multiverse, anything is possible. And of course, you know the Marvel rule. If we don't physically...
You never know what Marvel has in store.
There is no guarantee whatsoever that they have actually died. Now, sometimes this happens and we never see those characters again. But the golden rule is, if you don't see them die, they can come back. And it looks like the Scarlet Witch / Wanda is indeed coming back because Elizabeth Olsen is already saying things like she has ideas for what future projects involving the Scarlet Witch could be like. She said that there's a couple of different versions of what could happen with Wanda after Multiverse of Madness. And she says, I want to hear what the fans who know her best, what they would like to see from her next. So this pretty much guarantees that she's not dead. And if you go back and you watch the movie,
because she knows that the fans want her back.
Collapsing Wundagore Mountain on top of her. We see the first part in the throne room that's close up on her. We see some boulders and stuff kind of fall on her, but then it zooms out, way out, to where you kind of just see the whole entire structure on top of the mountain fall down. But if you look closely at that moment when the structure falls down, you can see a beam of chaos magic. A red burst of light kind of shoots out. And if I had to guess, I'm assuming this is probably Wanda surviving somehow. Either that's her teleporting herself, her going and destroying the Darkhold and all.
I always thought that I really think that the good Wanda is still alive.
Whatever happened there,
that Wanda, the evil Wanda, she's dead. But somehow, some way, she's still alive because of the multiverse.
The Darkhold and all of its ancient text that was on the walls. She also destroyed the Darkhold in all of the other universes, which I hope they actually explain.
And technically she saved the universe once again, or she saved the world.
Didn't actually
however you guys want to put it.
Our universe. Now, she messed up the Illuminati's universe big time, and we're about to talk about that when we talk about Professor X, but I don't think there are going to be many repercussions to our Earth 616 universe because, again, nothing really happened. Everything that happened kind of took place in the other universes, with the exception that, the Scarlet Witch did kill some sorcerers.
Yeah, but that's true though. Nothing happened really in the today's landscape. It just happened through different times.
Do anything to Earth.
That's the thing that happened.
So she can continue to live her life. But as far as what is going to happen,
but if she kept continuing on pursuing what she thought was best, then eventually she would have controlled that too.
Now these rumors have been actually out for a while now. The biggest rumors being that Elizabeth Olsen actually signed a new contract with Marvel Studios for multiple Scarlet Witch projects. Of course, one of those being a solo film. And recently, the insider account
I would have loved to see that. I wouldn't mind that.
Extremely accurate with a lot of things concerning the MCU, has confirmed that a solo Scarlet Witch movie is in the works, which is truly great news because myself and I think the vast majority
Tell you the truth, I don't think we ever had like a Scarlet Witch movie ever. I don't think so, because I think she was like more like a secondary to the Marvel characters, you know. Because you had like Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, etc., etc., etc. And those secondary characters like the Falcon, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, and so on, Vision.
Plus, not to mention,
we don't really know their side story, so it's actually good. It's actually good. I'll be down for it.
And her children. So there are definitely some options out there, but what would you like to see from a Scarlet Witch solo movie? And since the rumor is she signed a deal for multiple projects, that most likely means she's going to be in a group project. So perhaps she could be in another Avengers film, or perhaps she could be in something like The Midnight Suns. What would you like to see her be in the future? And now, of course, to talk about Professor Xavier. Patrick Stewart made his return as the iconic Professor X, and unfortunately,
I thought you had a hell of a cameo,
bad demise,
especially in that Illuminati part,
along with the rest of the Illuminati. And side note,
from that all the way to when he died.
Children, and that his wife is still alive. Of course, that would be Sue Storm. And in the comics, his son is Franklin Richards, one of the most powerful mutants ever, an Omega-level mutant. So I have to wonder if his son is ever going to seek revenge on the death of his father and start to travel the multiverse. But I'll talk about that another time. Let's talk about what Patrick Stewart has recently said about returning to play Professor X again. In a recent interview with Variety, Patrick Stewart talked about his future as Professor X. He confirmed that after Star Trek Picard Season 3, he is done playing Jean-Luc Picard. But he is keeping his options open for Professor X. In the interview, he said, Charles Xavier? Yeah, there may be. You know, the whole X-Men comic series is so huge.
You know how after Darby nowadays, where they say they never ever coming back.
This is incredible news, and yes, he did die.
The role that they were born to play.
The multiverse contains
then we find out years later they come back.
Patrick Stewart could return as any one of those, and hopefully.
Can't believe everything you see on the media.
I'm tired of watching him die on
and just like you can't believe everything that these actors and actresses say, because you just don't know. You don't know what they have in store mentally.
Now, I have to admit, he is pretty old.
And chances are, you know, they already consumed the business already. It's like, you know what?
10 plus years.
I changed my mind.
15 plus years.
I'm gonna keep playing this role, but the fans won't know about it, so it's gonna be more like a surprise for them.
In a very big way.
It could be a different side, you know, to the way to look at it, you know.
And probably a lot of other projects coming. So perhaps we see him again as Professor Xavier in another universe relatively soon in the MCU. I personally really would love to see this, and maybe he could even teach Doctor Strange a thing or two. But what's really interesting is the fact that
he can actually teach both. He can actually teach both Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch through the mental cycle.
Obviously, we know that he was lying because he was in Multiverse Madness, but at the time he admitted that he met with Kevin Feige, and Kevin Feige pitched certain ideas for Professor Xavier to make his return. Now, Patrick Stewart said that he put the character to rest and that he wouldn't play that character anymore, but then we saw him in Multiverse of Madness. So we know that wasn't true, and we know that he talked to Kevin Feige about the future of Professor Xavier, so perhaps the plans for him to return are already in place. If so, how would you like to see Patrick Stewart's Professor Xavier return to our Marvel Cinematic Universe? And let me know what you would like out of the future of the Scarlet Witch.
Professor X, he can be like a mentor
to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on
both Doctor Strange.
Videos. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram
and the Scarlet Witch. I would think so. I would think so. But, you know, you never know. Never say never to Marvel. You never know what they have in stores for us fans. So, you know, as far as, like, you know, rumor goes of, you know, Scarlet Witch or Elizabeth Olsen, you know, already signed the deal to, you know, coming back, or she's already made her plan to come back or whatever. Here's the thing about these rumors, or not just that case, but any case in general about rumors, period. Sometimes I don't like to, like, I used to dig deep into those rumors and wish it was true, but a lot of times I don't really like to look at it because sometimes you don't know what's really true and what's not true. You know, it seems like to me, if I'm pretty sure it's not surprising. It wouldn't surprise me if Elizabeth Olsen comes back and plays Scarlet Witch, because like I said, I mean to me it sounds like she, although the evil Wanda has died, the good Wanda's still alive. At least I think. You know, because she just all she did was just close the dark ritual or the dark power or whatever you guys want to call it. So, but you just basically she just got smashed into pieces, of course. But I think that was the evil Wanda. I don't think it was. I don't think it was the good Wanda. But you know, who knows, man? Who knows? It's like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if she would come back if it's true. You know, I don't like to believe everything you see on the internet because you know sometimes it can be bullshit. So I'm the type of guy where I just believe it when I see it, and if it's true, then I'm not surprised because I also think that you know the Scarlet Witch has a lot more to offer, and besides, you know, we still don't know how did she manage to learn her powers. How does she manage to, you know, get this power in general? Besides, of course, you know, the Stark Industry stuff that I think it came up with somehow, or I don't know. There's a lot of mysteries or questions that we don't know much about Scarlet Witch. Because, like I said, you know, to me, she was more like a secondary character. Like the primary characters is like Iron Man and Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and Hulk and Spider Man, and then secondary would be like Wanda and Vision and I forgot the Falcon, Winter Soldiers, and those type of guys. So you know, I'll be down for it. Shit, they already did stories about the Black Widow, you know, which didn't really interest me as much because to me it was just like, you know, alright, what happened before she passed away? And it's like, defeats the purpose for me. You know what I mean? And I like Black Widow. I just didn't really think I need to see it, but hey, you know, it is what it is. So you know, so what do you guys think? Do you think it's true that the Scarlet Witch, that Elizabeth Olsen will return for the Scarlet Witch? I'm pretty sure. I'm sure. Because like I said, you know how they actors and actresses, they tell you that they're completely done, or that they'll say that they're never ever going to play this specific role ever again. And then we know like a few years later, like that's bullshit because now they already come back to play that same role that they said that they were never ever going to play this character again. So you know, it's like the wrestling terms would say, you never say never, or in WWE, you never say never. You know, look at Steve Austin. Steve Austin said he would never wrestle, and yet 19 years later, I guess you could kind of say it's more like a wrestling match. It was a match, but like it wasn't like a 5-star match. But I mean, it's Steve Austin, and you know he's not the same Steve Austin we all know, which I think everybody would expect that because I mean he's in his mid-50s, I think, late 50s. So I mean, come on, man. But anyway, it's not about Steve Austin. It's about Scarlet Witch. But yeah, let me know in the comments below, you guys, if you think she's back or not. And also, if she is back, what type of story do you guys want it to be? To me, I think it's more like, you know, what happened before she got her power. Well, we kind of know a little bit of what happened before she got her powers because of the WandaVision. But we haven't dig deep into it, and we haven't quite know how did she manage to master her power. And hopefully one day, as like I said, Marvel, that one of these days where it would be a perfect time where she can be able to master her powers, and this time be able to control her powers, and then maybe she can, along the way, she can help Doctor Strange. Just like Doctor Strange trying to help her out in some ways. Scarlet Witch can do the same for Doctor Strange. But hey, that's just me as a Marvel guy. You know, that's what I would love to see. You know, but yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think was gonna happen with the Scarlet Witch. And if you enjoyed this video or this reaction, you can go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Make sure you guys click on the notification bell so that way you guys can get more upcoming videos in the near future. And if there's any videos you guys want me to do a reaction or do a challenge, you can always just leave it on the comment section down below. Or if you even want me to check out some, Marvel news and some type of news related or whatever. Not politics, I don't do that stupid shit, but anything that's fun and exciting and good to talk about like this, I'm down for. All the bad shit on the damn news and the media and all that shit can rest in peace there. I don't hate it on my channel, but every once in a while maybe I'll talk about it. Depending on what it is. Depending. So, but yeah, and if you have any questions, you can either leave it on the comment section as well, or if you want it private so no one can see your question, you can email me at greatenzo97@gmail.com. Alright, to my Marvel fans, Marvel greatness fans, peace out.